Which is why I feel the freedom today. I don't give two craps what people feel about this bald head of mine, because guess what? I love it.
In this episode, we're going to dive deeper into what has been being talked about all over the internet and social media. What happened at the Oscars that involved Will Smith and Chris Rock, and the underlying reason behind the fiasco where Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, which is Jada Pinkett Smith, Will Smith's wife, and her hair. This is episode number 56 of the Karat Juice Podcast. I am your host, Monte Lee. Thank you for listening, watching, for interacting with the content. If this is your first time, then here on the Karat Juice Podcast, we give commentary, perspective, and I also talk about pop culture. I talk about dating, true crime, and I also add in productivity if you want to become a content creator. If you enjoy this content, and only if you enjoy this content, do me a favor and rate the podcast by going to whatever podcasting platform you listen on and giving me a review. 5 stars would be appreciated. Give me feedback on what you think of the show. And I don't want to waste your time, so I'm going to get right into the content. So I have 2 sources today, and I'm going to get right into them because I have some things to say about this situation that'll hopefully provide some further context to the conversation that's going on around Will Smith, Chris Rock, Jada Pinkett Smith, hair, protecting people, controlling your emotions. We got a lot to talk about, and I'm going to get right to it for you. So without further delay, let's get right to TMZ for the report, please. That's entitled Jada Pinkett Smith's I Don't Give Two Craps What People Think of This Bald Head. Just before the Oscars, she said that. Wouldn't that be contradictory? Bruh. But let's continue on with the article. Picture of Jada Pinkett Smith there. Still an attractive woman. I don't see what the problem is. Jada Pinkett Smith's husband may have tried to avenge Chris Rock's jab about her hair, but Jada herself says she couldn't care less what people think about it just days before the Oscars. The Red Table Talk host posted a TikTok video just 4 days before Sunday night ceremony, and it was all about hair. Being a black woman and dealing with hair in Hollywood in the era I came up in, having your hair look as European as possible was always the thing. And that was really challenging because I like my hair out wild and curly. I'm going to go right to the video here so she can say it for herself.
For sure. Specifically on covers. What the hell? Being a black woman and dealing with hair, and especially in the era that I came up in, having your hair look as European as possible was always the thing. And that was really challenging, you know, because I liked my hair out wild and curly, but nobody wanted that. So I always had to do my hair in ways that didn't feel natural to me because I'm trying to play the game. So if I'm doing a cover, everybody, no, we want your hair straight and flowy. And it's like, all right, cool, but that's not really like what my hair likes to do. So I had to learn to get the courage to just go, nah, I'm not doing that. Which is why I feel the freedom today. I don't give two craps what people feel about this bald head of mine, because guess what? I love it.
That's from Jada's mouth herself, okay? I don't give two craps what people think of this bald head of mine, because guess what? I love it. I have no qualms with that. Jada says, I feel freedom today. I don't give two craps what people think of this bald head of mine, but guess what? I love it. All right. We already know. I already did a cut video on what happened with Will Smith when it came to taking no disrespect. I'll play a little of this.
Now, if she loses, he can't win. He is praying that Will Smith wins. Like, please, Lord. Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right?
Look. See that? Look at that. Will's laughing. Will is laughing. Do you see that? He's laughing. she feeling some type of way. So how are you feeling like somebody's disrespected if you're laughing at the joke? We all know what happened after that, so I'm not going to play that part. But Will is laughing at the joke. Does anybody find this strange? Goes on to say here, so now the question is, if that was Jada's mindset going into the Oscars, was Will's reaction really about hair? Or was it about simmering anger toward Rock? As you know, during the 2016 ceremony, Chris Rock took pot shots at both Will and Jada, trashing Will's movie Wild Wild West and calling Jada irrelevant after she said she was boycotting the ceremony. Let's play that.
And Jada went mad, and Will went mad. Everybody went mad. You know, it's quite like Jada got mad. Jada says she's not coming, protesting. I'm like, is she on a TV show? Jada's gonna boycott the Oscars. Jada boycotting the Oscars is like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. I wasn't invited.
So that's some further context there. Sources connected to both Will and Chris tell TMZ there was love lost between Chris and the Smiths, and when Will and Jada watched Chris, they were braced for another shot. Chris delivered the shot, and Jada's eye roll may have been more about, you see, he did it to us again, than anger over the hair reference. And when Will saw her, he just lost it. So that's what we're dealing with. It wasn't about the hair, what everybody's trying to pigeonhole it as. It's about a moment in time where Will felt he was defending the honor of Jada Pinkett Smith by going and attacking Chris Rock while he's doing what he does, telling jokes, a comedian. What's the logic in that? Why would somebody think that's okay? I'll tell you why. I think in the culture, especially growing up as a black man, we get put in positions a lot of the time where we're told we need to stand up and defend and speak up and protect and all that malarkey, when unfortunately so many black men end up in prison, end up stabbed, end up shot, end up killed because they're going and trying to puff up their chest and confront another man, usually another black man, trying to defend the honor of a woman. It was Jada's own words. I love my hair. Why would you feel some type of way about it then? Why has Will tarnished his moment at the Oscars for your hair if you don't really care what anybody else thinks about it? Because like I said in my last video, it was never about Chris Rock. It wasn't about the joke. It was about the Smiths trying to send a message that you guys shouldn't talk about us. Hey, newsflash, is this thing on? You guys decided to become public figures. When you decide to become a public figure, there are things that come along with that. It comes publicity. It comes scrutiny. It comes people being aware and talking about you. That's part of being a star. That's part of having an entire family that is public facing. It's just come with the job. What am I trying to get at here? What I'm using this platform for and to do is to talk to men who are growing up, having to deal with this stuff. And I want to let you know and show you how to navigate this. As a black man, or just as a man in general, If somebody is in your life and they always want you to step up and protect them, even if they're constantly getting in trouble, constantly causing conflict, constantly embarrassing you, is that somebody worthy of protecting? I say no. I say somebody that has your best interests in mind is not going to put you in that situation. Somebody who has your best intentions in mind, black man, is not going to be online embarrassing you talking about entanglements. You could hearken this back to stuff that you dealt with in your life. I would venture to say every black man has experienced in his life a situation where he was put in a position where he needed to step up and protect. Sometimes it's justified, but sometimes there's people, there's women in your life who know you're there and somebody that is in a role to protect, that are putting you in harm's way. And what I want to say is you need to value yourself. You only need to associate and be around people who respect you, who care about your best interests, because it was not in Will's best interest to go and puff up and do that at the Oscars on the day when he got the Best Actor award. And Will has blame in this. He made the choice to go do that, and it was a punk move. Anybody trying to justify it, miss me with that. There's better ways to handle your problems, handle your issues. You need to be emotionally mature, not a little kid. You know who ends up in prison? Black man? Men who can't handle their emotions. Men who can't handle conflict. That's who ends up in prison. If you are emotionally mature, if you have awareness, if you can handle tense situations with logic, reasoning, and handle it accordingly, you could have better outcomes. But far too often, you see people praising violence. You see people praising going up and slapping another black man. No. There was a better way to handle that situation. You go and have a conversation with your fellow man and you say, hey, my wife didn't respect that. She didn't like that. She felt some type of way about it because of this, this, and that. I know for a fact Chris Rock didn't know that she had that. And it was a light, mild joke. But you know what? I got some more. I got another source for you. And I'm going to talk about this as well. What is Chris Rock going to do? How is Chris Rock going to respond? And I need to give Chris Rock something here. He deserves an applause, okay, for how he handled that situation. Because it couldn't have been me. A lot of people can say that they could handle that situation that great, but I don't think I could have did it. Chris Rock was exemplary in how he handled that situation. He literally said, I just got smacked by Will Smith. Because it shocked him. He couldn't believe it. But how is Chris Rock going to respond? Chris Rock is going to respond the way you should respond to situations like this, black man. Don't respond with emotions. Process. Think it over. And then make the logical choice. Let's see what Chris Rock is going to do in response to this. Source courtesy of Media Takeout News. So Chris Rock's revenge. He is allegedly working on a pay-per-view special dissing Will and Jada. The drama surrounding Will Smith's Oscar slap is about to get a lot bigger. According to Media Takeout News, there's a person close to Chris who tells them that Chris and his brother Tony Rock are reportedly working on a new comedy special addressing the Will Smith clap or slap, I should say. Wish it was a clap. The insider told Media Takeout News, don't believe what you read in the press. Chris and Will did not make up or anything. The insider continued, Chris was stunned by what happened and is still trying to process it, but Chris wants his get back. According to the insider, Chris isn't looking to retaliate against Will's assault with violence. Instead, he's planning on taking the battle to his turf. Comedy. The insider told Media Takeout News that Chris and his team of writers, which is led by his brother Tony Rock, have been working on a comedy special. But the team huddled together for an emergency meeting yesterday, and now they're changing focus and working on an entire hour-long comedy special dedicated to who? Dissing Will, Jada, and their entire family. Bruh. The insider finished by telling Media Takeout News, Chris is going to make Will regret what he did. When it's all over, no one will remember the slap and everyone will remember what Chris did in the comedy show. The insider also told Media Takeout News that the comedy special was initially going to be pitched to streaming services, but now the global interest of this incident, it could be a pay-per-view special, so he could get paid off of this. He's using his logic. He's using his brain. Don't react emotionally, man. Dear black man, you are not a monolith. You don't have to respond like everybody else. You have your own thoughts. You have your own way to move. And I'm telling you, the way Chris Rock is moving is beautiful. It'll keep you out of prison. It'll keep you level-headed. It'll keep you sane. It'll make sure that you won't tolerate somebody being in your life that won't give you peace. And above all of that, it'll keep you moving forward. This is how you need to move as a black man. You don't beat somebody with violence. You beat them with success. That's how you get back. He's going to make money off of this. Chris Rock stood his ground. He got slapped in the face for doing his job. And other people are trying to praise Will's punk move. No, Chris Rock is handling this the right way. He going to get paid off of it. That's what I'm talking about. This is the example we need more men to do in situations like this. Yeah, you're going to disrespect me like that. You're going to slap me in front of all those people. I'm going to make money off of you. Legally. Shout out to Chris Rock. Let's continue. The insider also told Media Takeout News that the comedy special was initially going to be pitched to streaming services. We already talked about that. Here's a sample of Chris dissing celebrities, and they show a sample of that. We already know he goes in, but you guys get the gist. As a man, and I'll end with this. As a man, you need to make a decision early on. Am I going to react with emotion? If I'm out and about, if I'm at the party or if I'm at a club and I'm in high school, somebody steps on my shoes, am I going to puff up and fight them? Or is it a better way to handle the situation? What I'm telling you is, if you want to do big things in life, and if you want to go places, you got to start moving a certain way. If you have something to lose, you can't afford to just well off and smack or punch somebody if you feel some slight disrespect or disrespect in any fashion. You know why? Because you got something to lose. People can sue your ass. That's how I want you to be thinking, because I want you to progress. I want you to be successful. I want you to have your own business. I want you to win. And people who are winners could care less about going and trying to slap somebody from their emotions, because you know what? They got something to lose and they have bigger things. If you don't like somebody or you felt a slight, have a conversation with them and then don't associate with the person moving forward. That's how you can handle that. I want you guys to use this as a cautionary tale. Do not let somebody control you with their feelings. That's what Will Smith is doing in this situation, and that's why he is taking L's over and over again. And he's going to keep on taking L's all the way until August. I'm just telling you things that I wish I knew. I've known for a fact, and for the longest time when I was growing up through high school, I went through a high school that was pretty rough. There was a lot of fighting. There was some nefarious activities going on in my high school. I didn't associate with it. I had my group of friends and I stayed low key. But anytime it was a fight or anything like that, I would go the other way. And there'll be a lot of fights in my high school. But when I was in high school, we didn't have TikTok and all that type of stuff. But people would run to the fights and be like, oh my man, you see them? They jumping them, da-da-da. I'm going the other way. Why? Because that doesn't excite me at all. I was going to work. I was going to practice. I play ball. I don't have time to go and look at this foolishness, this world star crap. But that's the mentality that I had. And it's helped me be able to put things in perspective and realize you will never get out of the situation that you're in if your mind and your brain is constantly on that emotion, violence, oppressed mentality. I want you to do better than that. And I think you can. But the only way you can do that is by being aware of emotions that you have, but controlling them. There is something that needs to be brought back in full force when it comes to being a man, and it's called stoicism. As a man, you need to be stoic. What does that mean? It means you need to be aware of everything, aware of your emotions, cognizant of all the people around you and how they are moving and feeling, and then making logical, sound decisions moving forward. That's how you navigate life. You're a man. You are moved, and you should move through your logic, your reasoning. That's how you should be moving forward. You shouldn't be rooted in emotion, because that constantly ebbs and flows. You need to be the foundation. And I say all of this to say, because I've heard people talking online. I've seen a lot of arguments talking about, well, this is how she felt and this is how he felt in response to that. That's the problem. You can acknowledge how she feels. You can understand it, but you got to understand that there's bigger things going on at play there. Will Smith's reputation is going to be forever tarnished because of this. They're already talking about if he didn't apologize, he could possibly lose his Oscar. This was supposed to be Will's night. He made the choice to get up like he was Popeye, and he's going to be paying for that for the rest of his life. His reputation will never be the same after that. And what I want you to do is not make the same mistake. Control your emotions. Understand the bigger picture. We, as a people, should all learn from what's going on with Will and Jada and make sure that we are making dating and long-term relationship, marriage decisions that are based in, does this person add to my life? Does this person give me peace? Is this person going to add more turmoil to my situation? It's not something you can understand all at one time, but there are certain things that you can point out and see from this situation to hopefully help you moving forward in your situation. And I'm going to leave it at that. So this has been another episode of the Karat Juice Podcast. If you enjoyed this content, you enjoyed the commentary, do me a favor, like the video, subscribe to the channel on YouTube. If you're listening to the audio of this podcast, do me a huge favor. Rate the podcast, 5-star, 5-star, 5-star. review. Let me know what you think of the episode and the content. This podcast is released every Tuesday, but I also add a bunch of bonus content to the feed. If you are checking this podcast out on Spotify, it's video content available on there as well, which is pretty cool. So, like I say every time with the Karat Juice Podcast, love somebody, hug somebody, do something good for somebody, not expecting anything in return. And until next time, peace.